Well, okay. Hello, everybody. It's been a long time. I haven't recorded in a while. This episode is brought to you by The Shows Must Go On.
One, two, three, go.
The Shows Must Go On post weekly starting last week, I guess, or this past weekend. It is the weekend, this Friday, maybe? I don't know. I was on YouTube and I saw The Shows Must Go On. And so what that was, or what that is Andrew Lloyd Webber and his musicals. So he's written quite a few, namely Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat, my favorite musical of all time, I would say. This is my favorite musical. Phantom of the Opera, which of course everybody who knows it. And Cats, and of course Jesus Christ Superstar. Cats, which has had a flawless to-screen transition, as we all know. But I thought that was really cool. Andrew Lloyd Webber is with somebody. I forget who's posting it. I don't research. And so, but they'll be updating every week. It looks like they'll be posting the full show for free on YouTube. So I was just watching the beginning of Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat because like I said, I just saw it there in my feed, and I was like, wow, I watched the bootleg. There's this version posted by, I think it's the full thing. It's like okay quality, not bad actually, and it's full. I guess it was bootlegged maybe, but it was on YouTube, and it still could be there, and it's what it is a full version of the musical, but there's subtitles that you can't turn off, and it's like in Swedish or something. So they're like, Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat. There's all the people that want to come to the Catholic schools to see that Johnny Osmond sing about the colors of the code, and he wears it, and he balls it. Dude, excuse me, I realized watching that opening scene again that I've got Johnny Osmond hair, bro. And it's glorious, and I can't wait until quarantine's over, because I'm gonna save my pennies. I'm gonna save every single penny that I find, and I'm gonna commission, I'm gonna find somebody who can make me that coat, because that coat is bomb. I'll put a picture of it up there. What is this? $250. I am professional now. I have a notebook next to me. And what I do with that is scribe. I write down the things of the timestamp, because I look to my left and I have my laptop there sitting on my desk, and it's got the recording interface there, and I see 250. And when I make a reference that I feel could be visually enhanced, what I do with that is I write down the timestamp that I see to my left, and then later when I edit this, I put the picture that I said I would there, and I don't have to scroll through 40 minutes of to be honest, bullshit that this show is. Bullshit. I scroll through that and find something that I guess is enhanced visually maybe, and that's taxing. And so I made it more fun for me, and that's what matters. So we've learned so far that Andrew Lloyd Webber stuff's going up for free. That's phenomenal. And that my hair is awesome, and I'm going to take care of it. And so I'm going to wear that coat. I'm going to get somebody to give me that coat. I'm going to wear it around, and I'm not going to give a good goddamn, because it's cool. Maybe I'll wear it at Pride. I'll go to a Pride parade once in my life, and I'll wear that coat, and I'll be the belle of the ball. Okay, so let's go into another timestamp right now. Daily Dose of Internet is something else that I enjoy, because you never know what you're gonna get. Life's like a video of Daily Dose of Internet. That's what my mom always said. So anyway, there's a clip in there, and I'm stunned at the animal kingdom. To be frank, I'm stunned at the animal kingdom. There's so much cool stuff out there, man, that nobody knows about. Well, that nobody knows about. Yeah, the common man doesn't know. And so what I saw was a freaking camels eat cacti. That's nuts. Their throats and esophagi are tough enough to eat cacti, and the spines don't hurt them. Like, they don't eat around. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? I don't think you're getting the picture, even if I have the video rolling. Look at it. Let me pull it up. Let me see. Because this is baller. Big baller. Shot caller. Camel. No. What is the... Come on, just go back to where I was. Don't search camel. Home. Library. History. Scroll. Tap it. Advertisement. Love it. No free ad space here. Skipped. Your daily dose of internet. And we got tadpoles, a bird, and there it is in all of its glory. Look at this, dude. Okay. Alright, come on, get there.
This camel is eating a cactus. Camels have adapted to life in the desert and have extremely tough throats that can withstand the needles of a cactus.
Oh my god! And their lips, they don't... Oh my god, dude. That sounds so cool, huh? Oh. That's nuts. That's crazy. Cacti pretty much failed, I guess. Camels are further evolved than cacti, and that's just how it is. Cacti were like, I don't want to get destroyed, so I'll just evolve a spike. And then camels were coming up talking about, I don't really subscribe to that ideology, and I'd rather just eat it anyway. I've never been on a camel. I've been the only camel that I've ever been close to was at like a petting zoo where they had emus. And how about those cups? How come people never know? They never listen to the guy. They're like, don't feed them out of the cup. Hey guys, welcome to Safari Stan's Ultimate Seafaring Safari. Today we're going to take you through to see some animals that are from somewhere else, but we brought them here. So just keep your hands inside the vehicle at all times. If you want to feed the animals, we can buy some pellets here. One quick thing about the pellets. Grab some of it from the bucket, okay? Notice here, grab some of it from the bucket. Scoop it in your hand, a little handful, and hold your hand flat and stick it, just present it to the animal. And it'll keep your hand flat because it'll bite your finger off. And I'm serious. So keep your hand flat, put it in front of the animal, and let it do its business. And then you'll get a kid that's like, okay, and the kid's like paying attention and saying, oh my god, hee hee, and it tickles, and you're like, okay, that's that, and it's all done. And then you get another kid that's like crying already because it's an emu, and emus are dinosaurs, and if you get that big beak and those eyes looking right back at you and that neck moving around, it's gonna freak him out, obviously. And you get some mom, the kids can follow the instructions because they're like, yeah, it's a big animal, I'd rather not risk it. But then some mom is there and she's got the bucket of pellets, and then they let the animal assert dominance, to be honest. And what they do with that is they have the bucket, and they stick the bucket in front of the they stick the bucket in front of the animal, and the animal rips it out of their hand, and they're like, oh my god, I can't believe it. Could you at least not act surprised that a giant animal is strong enough to take a cup out of your hand, lady, and spread pellets everywhere? Or people that get hurt for being dumb. I just see that all the time, man. Okay. Well, I didn't write down the timestamp for that, so that's great. I already failed. We'll say something like 6. Cool. That'll get me close enough. All right. So another thing. Here's the thing. Here's a story. I was getting ready for a rehearsal, and I was getting my stuff together, and I was supposed to meet up with one of my boys, and I'm waiting there, and I shoot him a couple texts, and he's not responding. I'm like, oh, okay, so maybe he's in a rush or whatever, and he's getting there. And I get to the venue where we rehearse. The venue. I get to the place where we're rehearsing and everything, and I'm waiting for him, and he doesn't show up. And I practiced myself and run through some stuff, and I'm like, okay, well, I hope he's okay, right? Because I've texted him, but I was like, it was kind of an offhand thing anyway, so we weren't really too stressed about it. It wasn't a required rehearsal or anything. We wanted to run a few things, and so there I am, just wondering, okay, I wonder, we did kind of plan this last minute, so it's fine. And then later, I see him, and I'm like, hey, dude, what happened earlier? You all right? And he's like, yeah, I'm good. I took a nap, and I totally slept through it. And I was like, whoa, how did you sleep through it? Like, when did you set your alarm to take your nap? How long did you set it for? He's like, oh, I didn't set an alarm. And then I went, well, hey, people that are awake show up to things late with alarms. And you're telling me you're going to go to sleep and not set an alarm? I don't know why people... Do you think you're capable of... Like, your body's just going to know, oh, yeah, I have to wake up in 3 hours, so I'll just take a nap and get lucky. There's no... What's... Do... I mean... There's just no... I'm that dumbfounded that you could... If you sleep and you don't... I feel like I have to set alarms for everything so that I don't forget where I'm walking. I'll have to set an alarm. Okay, in 5 minutes, make sure you tie your shoe. And then I'll walk down the stairs, trip, and break my leg, and then be like, well, the alarm was accidentally set for 10 minutes when it's supposed to be 5 hours instead of 5 minutes, so I forgot. And just napping, man, and trying to get lucky with it seems ill-advised. Seems ill-advised to me, to be completely honest. Teleportation. How do you think that would work? Let me know. I feel like you can't... The reason we don't have it, the one and only reason that we don't have teleportation is because it would have to be regulated, right? You can't just... There would have to be like a receptacle or something? Would it work like zombies? Call of Duty's Nazi zombies? Where it teleports you somewhere and then there's a pad in between, so like it can take you here to there, so it's like a portal gun sort of thing? Or is it just like put in the coordinates and it works off of like a satellite and then it can just launch you to that coordinate referencing the satellite like Bluetooth? So like you hook up your teleporter unit to the Bluetooth satellite, that launches you to the coordinates, but you have to type it in, and you got to get 2 people to turn the key at the same time, so you can't. So it has to be 3 people have to think it's a good idea for you to teleport in order for it to work. That way, there's a what's it called? A proxy. So you can't just go, oh, I want to teleport here. I punch in the coordinates and everything. You got to go, okay, well, I need one guy over here to turn the key, willing to, and I need one guy over here to turn the key at the same time that I press the button. So there's 2 keys, 1 button, 1 teleporter, 3 coordinates. You got your X, your Y, and your Z axis. Longitude, latitude. I guess Z really doesn't... No, Y really doesn't matter. So longitude and latitude, and you'll just land wherever the satellite sends that. So that would be chill. But then you could just teleport... I mean, you could just teleport into, like, somebody's house if you're creeping, or teleport into a concert, and would you land inside somebody? Would it, like, if you were to teleport somewhere, does it just, like, move your atoms, or does it, like, would you think that maybe perhaps it clears the path for you, which would be kind of like Thor when he comes down off the bridge and he gets blasted down there. He does that and it makes that dope crop circle brand sort of thing. Because if that happens, it's gonna cause some damage to infrastructure at least. But I submit that you wouldn't be able to do it. It'd have to be regulated, and then that's going to be annoying because it's like, well, having a teleporter is not as fun as I thought it was going to be because now I have to follow the rules. And then immediately already you're looking past the fact that you can teleport via Bluetooth satellite because you can't go where you want to go. So it would have to be regulated, and then that would mean it would probably cost a lot of money because, you know, they wouldn't want people to be all willy-nilly with it, and it would probably be weaponized, and so we could teleport, you know, wherever. But still be pretty cool there. Still be pretty chill about it. Actually, you know what? That wouldn't work because I have problems with my freaking Bluetooth speaker, man. I don't want to risk getting spread across the universe because the damn satellite runs out of battery. Okay, does anybody else have this problem? I have a speaker, and I've had it for, I guess, about 4 years now, Bluetooth, and it's been dropped a couple times, and I'm man enough to admit that. But I think that maybe I played the music too loud, man. So now the speaker's like, it caps out. Now, does that happen with just low battery? That it's like can't sustain? Or is that because it's been blasted so much that it's like I can't handle the pain from the music? But it makes like a loud, obnoxious buzzing noise. Oh shoot, I forgot what I was gonna say. I lost my train of thought. About the speaker, speak to me. All right, well, let me just check off some boxes so I feel like I'm accomplishing something. Oh yeah, that was the main thing I wanted to talk about. Oh my god. We're going to save that for a bit. Okay, that's been handled. I haven't talked about a goddamn thing. Does head hair grow faster than facial hair? Think about this. I have to shave my face every day if I want it to be smooth. But I don't cut my hair that often. But when people... Is that... Okay, because if you look at Tom Hanks in Castaway, right? Let me see. Okay, what's the timestamp here? Wait, let me pull up the picture. Okay, so that I can see. I'm getting ahead of time. If you pull up Tom Hanks in Castaway, by the way, Tom Hanks tested positive for coronavirus. I know everybody knows that by now. Don't die though, please. Castaway 2000 is when it was made. Yeah, okay. So his head hair is longer than his beard hair. So, but he didn't have a bald head when he got there. So that's what. Because my brother's doing this thing called Operation Wildman in quarantine, and what he's doing, I love this. I love just doing stuff. And he did this the other. I'll talk about my brother first. What he's doing, he's doing this thing which I think is I think it's hilarious and I think it's awesome. He's like I said, Operation Wildman. So what he did was he shaved his head, and he's not shaving his face. So I think what he's gonna do, he's trying to see how long his facial hair can get. And I'm not sure if he's gonna. I'll ask for the specifications if he's gonna continuously shave his head, or if he's gonna let that grow out and just try to look like Tom Hanks from Castaway. But he sent this video that guess he took over Snapchat and then sent it to the family text SMS chat because our parents are on iPhones. No, my parents and my youngest brother are on iPhones, and then Jimmy and I are on Android, Samsung specifically. And so we have a group chat that's just texting, and we have green bubbles, and we don't give a good goddamn. Anyway, so he's doing this Operation Wildman. He sent a video of him looking all creepy and everything, and I think that's awesome, and I can't wait. I want to take some dope pictures of him, like in the forest, looking like an absolute psycho. Oh my god! And I have a spear. Man, I could text him right now and see if he could find that spear. Anyway, well, moving right along here. In the vein of just doing stuff, I found Wish.com is a great place to go for this sort of thing because everything's so cheap. But this is one fun little thing you can do is buy your friends propaganda. And so what I did was I bought these coins, and I called them the Pieces of 8. Right, there's 8 pieces of 8, and I got that from Pirates of the Caribbean, even though they have 9 pieces of 8. And what I did was I bought these coins. I'm not going to tell you what's on them. That's for them to know and them to disclose. But I bought these coins. I bought 8 of them, like I said. One was for me. I think half of them were gold, half of them were silver versions of the same design. And I wrapped them up in wrapping paper because I realized, it's like, if you're going to do it, if you're going to do something, do it like to the fullest. Like if you had an idea, don't sell yourself short and make it not awesome. Like if you're going to do it, go all the way. That way it's fun, Don't half-ass stuff because this kind of thing is so dope when you do the whole thing. And so far, all of the reactions have been phenomenal. And that's what's made me so happy is that it's turning out better than I thought it would. But because I thought at best I'd just get like a laugh. But since I guess because I didn't tell them a damn thing about it and it was out of nowhere, so they have no expectations, that's the best. So I wrapped them, and they're coins, but the way I wrapped them was so that they would look like a rhombus. And so it's like this long rhombus. No, it's a parallelogram is a better way to say it. It's a parallelogram, and there's 7 of them because I had the 8th one, and I asked them if they'd prefer silver or gold, and it worked out that everybody got what they wanted, which is pretty dope as well. So I wrapped them, excuse me, and then my first friend who received one is in New York City, the Big Crapple. And we were up there for the A10 tournament that never was. We were up there for the A10 tournament because I'm in the pep band here at VCU. And we went up there to play at the A10 tournament, as I've said 3 times now. And I was like, oh, this is a perfect opportunity because my boy Dill lives up there, so I can take this gift and give it to him. And I didn't get to wrap his, but that led for something else. Thank you. I went up there with it, and we met up one night before the next day was the first game of the tournament, so we thought. And so that night I just spent the whole time going around New York City with Dill, having a good time, and it was great. But I started the night by presenting him with this, and I showed it to him, and he reacted so well, because he had no idea he was like, what is it? What could it be? And then I was like, here it is. And he was like, no! Oh, no! And he was like, because of what it is, it's so, oh my god, it's so great. When you have no idea what to expect and it is what it is, it's so funny. But anyway, so I gave it to him and he was like, wow, I can't wait to show this to 3 of my friends because so many people wouldn't get it. But anyway, I had the others, and I gave one to Jimmy and my dad, and they opened them up, and my dad was like, I'm gonna carry this around in my pocket everywhere I go. I hope you know that. And that's why I did it, was to see if just having people enjoy stuff and like setting stuff up to be enjoyed is so fun, which is why I think I like. And I guess it's just like another aspect of entertainment where it's like, this cost you nothing, meaning you had no expectations. Like, you didn't have to put anything into this, and it was pleasantly surprising. And I think that's dope. That's just a fun thing to just put those vibes out there to keep a little fun in life. You know, that anything can actually just happen out of nowhere. Surprises are real. But anyway, I was having fun delivering these, and then the damn pandemic. I learned the difference between those, by the way. Epidemic, epicenter, pandemic, pens across. That's the way I remember it. So pandemic is an epidemic in several locations. So pandemic's worse, and that's what we got. So that's chill. But anyway, I've got 3 of them left, and I haven't been able to give them to people. But one of the other guys came and got and picked it up, and he loved it, and he was like, I was actually about to buy one. And so I'm so glad that I got this, and dude, it's great. But yeah, unwrapping stuff is fun. So do it right. Like, learn how to wrap. It's not that hard. It took me 5-minute YouTube video to freaking learn how to do it, right? And so it's like, just do it. It adds an aspect of, it's fun because you don't have to, like, hide it, you know? I didn't want to have to, like I did with dill, where it wasn't wrapped, so I had to keep it in my hands and then present it to him. That would work, like, one time, but if you're trying to do that to multiple people at once, it's not as fun. So you got to wrap them so that they can determine when they see it. And I forgot that I had wrapped it in such a fashion that they would be backwards. So when they opened it up, there was still an air of mystery, so that it was like, oh, what's on the other side, which is the best side. And then they flip it around, and then it's like, oh my god. It's like they threw a pie in their own face almost. It's pretty great. So yeah, do stuff for your friends. You don't even have to buy things. Isn't that crazy? You can just do stuff for fun, and people will love it, because random positivity is like, that's an act of kindness, I think. When people say random acts of kindness, you know, the whole thing, and then it immediately, people lose sight of what the point was, because they're just trying to, you know, do it because they're supposed to do it. But that's fine. It's all good. Ruins the entire sentiment when something's made for someone else. Just like how Valentine's Day, you have to get one for every single person in the class. Even if Johnny sits next to you and eats his own boogers, you have to get him candy and watch him eat a booger and then open the candy and then eat it inside the class. But it's fine because it's Valentine's Day, and it's just a Hallmark holiday, but it's fine because you have to get candy for everybody in the class, because then if Johnny finds out that literally everybody else got a Valentine and not him, it's because he was eating boogers, but then he might actually learn something. So that's why I think, you know what? Get Valentine's for people who you want to give Valentines for in elementary school. And what you can do is you can give everybody a candy, and then you can also write a letter to someone who you actually think is cute. But then also write one to your friend, so the person who you think is cute doesn't feel weird, because they're going to know they're the only one that got the letter, so they're not going to want to open it unless they're into you. And that's fine, and that's good, and that's chill. Johnny, stop eating your boogers. People see it. People feel like people don't see shit, but then they get comfortable doing it, and then they slip up. And that's just how it is. Like, oh my god, there was this one guy in elementary school. I'm not going to say his name. I know his name. But there's this one. No, it wasn't even elementary school, bro. It was middle school, where I'm like, we're almost in high school. And then this guy's still doing this. Bro, ate his boogers and his snot in class, sitting next to me. Like, bro. And he thought he was slick about it, which is crazy, which means it's at a different level. Okay, you know what happened? He freaking sneezed. Ew! Oh my god, he sneezed into his hand. And then he went like, right? As in like people who are goofy do. Like, I do that sometimes to like shake out the tingles and be ridiculous. But I get that from my dad for sure. He did that, but when he did the, he had his hand up to his mouth, bro, where that he had just sneezed in. Oh my god, dude, this is crazy. You can't make this up. Man's sneezed into his hand, and then he did, but when he did, he had it with his tongue out, and he like licked it back and forth. So it looked like he was just shaking his head, but it was like he was also trying to be the best mailman of all time, freaking sealing envelopes and sending them. Bro, it was so gross. The day after class, I asked my teacher, Mr. Calamito, I was like, hey, can we move seats? And then the next day we had class, we had block schedule, so it was 2 days later. We came in, and Mr. Calamito was like, we have new seats. And now that I'm thinking about it, that either could have been a nightmare for him, my teacher, or it could have been like, oh, that's cool. I was going to do a new seating arrangement anyway, because, middle school. But it could have been a nightmare because he was like, well, you're the only seat that needs to move, so how do I make it not obvious that you just don't want to sit with him? Because I remember after the seats moved, it was like, all right, no, actually, I think he just switched me with somebody else. All right, Jerry's gonna switch over here, and then the girl who I switched with was like, "Why do we have to switch?" And then my teacher looked at her to be like, "It's because it needs to happen." And I thought that was funny because I told Mr. Calamito exactly why I wanted to move. I was like, he eats his boogers and it really grosses me out, and I feel like if I ever pass him something, he's gonna touch me and I'm gonna know what's on that hand, and I'm gonna literally throw up in the middle of class, and I don't want that to happen because then I'm embarrassed and someone else has to clean it up because I'll be in the clinic going home. And so he was like, yeah, sounds good. And then so it's fine, it's all fine. I think I've tasted snot, and it's because it happened when it was cold, is when it happened. It was cold outside, and when it's cold, you know how like you lick your lips, even though you shouldn't, because then they get chapped. But you do what I just did, and you lick your lips because you're like, or if there's like snow in your face, and you like, you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying, okay? And so I had sneezed, and then I blew my nose, and then wait. No, yeah, I was outside, I sneezed, and then I wiped my nose, and then I licked my lips, and then I was like, well, that was salty, and then I was like, oh my god, was that freaking, was that what oh my god, and then I was like, okay, just eat some snow and it'll be fine, and then it was yellow snow, but, so, yeah, I've eaten snot on accident before, but I swear to god, eating a booger is like the grossest thing I could think of. I've never done it. Never wanted to. Never on accident. As soon as I've like blowed my nose, blew? As soon as I've bloated my nose, I will, if there's anything near my mouth after that, I start spitting so fast, like, you know that like sunflower seed spit? Nah. Get it off, and then I wipe my face and I pull the corners of my mouth in, and then I stroke my fake Howie Mandel soul patch. And then it's all good though because the poison's gone. That's literally germs. It's gross, dude. It's literally your nose is poop, and you're putting that in your mouth. That's gross. How about people that are into that, huh? Something's wrong with you, dude. Some kinks are fine because it's just like, oh, it's not doing any harm, but that's like, dude, that's poison. It's poison. It's your body saying, this is all the stuff that needs to leave. Oh my god, dude. People. TLC, man. My Strange Addiction, dude. Yesterday, I was watching an episode with it, and, I mean, white people, huh? I haven't watched very many episodes, but I'm pretty sure every single person that's been on the episode has been white. Caucasian American, dude. And, like, maybe it's just because there's the majority of people here are white, so it's like the majority of people that are weird are also going to be white, because if it's all even, then white people would be the most because that's the most people here in America. But it could also be a cultural thing, which is, I feel, probably more likely to be like, hey, don't let them get away with that. Coffee enema? And dude, oh my god. Do they have this episode online? Let me see. Boom, let me see. What could it be on TLC? Can't see with C, but what do it be? Listen to me. TLC. Coffee enema. Okay. Here's a 1-minute clip.
My name is Trina, and I live in St. Petersburg, Florida.
And their parents.
Perfect.
And I'm addicted to coffee enemas.
For the past 2 years, Trina hasn't been able to function without her daily coffee enemas. A procedure where liquid is injected into the colon to clean out the lower intestine. Her addiction is so intense, she does up to 4 every day.
Are you kidding
love the
me?
way coffee-
Like, what the? Okay, I want to see if they have the clip where the mom, I think of the dad of the guy, which is Trina's husband, and the father of her children, where the mom's like, yeah, that's weird. You should stop
I do
doing it.
think it is just really kind of gross.
Yeah, well, it is. Basically, it gets to this point where they ask the mom, and she has to do like she's like, well, there's a few things that I'd like to talk with you about, actually, some personal things that are on my mind. They're like, yeah, okay, what's up? She's like, I think that it's gross, and I think you're addicted to it, and I don't think there's anything good that's happening, and I think you should stop. And then she goes, Trina, yeah, we can stop. We can stop whenever we want to. We just don't want to. She literally said that. The classic addicted line. Yeah, I could quit whenever I want to, but I just don't. And the mom's like, well, it can't be good for you because you're putting the coffee into the lower intestine. And then they respond with, are you kidding me? Coffee is bad for you, yes, but when you put it directly into the intestine, it has a completely different effect. And they're like, don't you get that caffeine jolt and that energy jolt? Isn't that what you're using it for? I mean, it seems like it goes directly in. That's not so good for you. And they're like, no, it's a completely different thing. We're not getting energy to start the day. What we're getting is our organs to start moving and function and everything. And I'm like, well, that's kind of what you said, but also, don't put coffee up your asshole. Because that's generally a good rule of thumb, is the first thing they teach you is, all right, don't play with knives, stay away from fire, don't run on the stairs, and don't put coffee inside of your asshole, because it doesn't belong there. You know, you're learning how to walk, and when you learn how to walk, you're learning how to talk at the same time. One takes balance, and one takes articulation and eloquence, but they're both going to develop over time. But never in your entire life would you ever need to develop the skill to put coffee in your asshole. It doesn't belong there. Oh my God. And dude, ew. Oh my God, it was so gross, man. They showed their enema, and it's not clean. There's like, oh my God, brown stains on it, which I hope is coffee, but dude, it's so, you'd think if something was going up your butt, you'd get one that's replaced. Oh, they had this shot of the Vaseline, dude. All right, I'm going to stop talking about that, man, because that is just not right. 4 times a day. They fight in the morning, by the way. In the morning, they fight over who gets to go first. And they boil just like this big pot of coffee. There was a part where they're talking about the coffee that they like to use. Like, it makes a difference. They're like, I like mine a little bit thicker because then you can feel it coming out, and it's like, but then he was like, I like espresso. It's like, I like the smell of it. It's like, what the they're like it's a regular thing. You know what I mean? Like, oh, what is that comparable to? Like, oh, what's your favorite? What do you? God, man, they got me all kinds of messed up in my head. I don't even know how to talk. They're like, it's basically what? Like they're talking about coffee, like how to drink it. That was a great reference. Took me long to get that out. Oh, what kind of coffee do you like to drink? Well, I like to drink this because of this, that, and the other. Oh, yeah, that's cool. I like to drink this. But it's the fact that they're talking about it like it's not crazy is so telling of how bonkers they are, guys. And that's on Jehovah's Witnesses, man. We didn't get to everything today. We got hopefully a little bit out. I wanted to get back into this. We'll be back in next week. Hopefully Coronathon will be showing some promise. They got that hydroxychloroquine, and people are drinking aquarium cleaner because they look at the ingredients list. Natural selection persists. Thanks for listening, guys, and we'll catch you next week. I got all this damn free time nowadays.